Hello everyone, Chris Welch along with my partner Julian Reese, and we are excited to bring you the High Plains Sports Network, High Plains Huddle. So we're very excited about this new show that we're going to start here in the Panhandle. But first, I really want to say thank you to a lot of our sponsors. Plains Dairy is one of our very first sponsors on the show, and we're excited to have them on board with us. Also, L4 Media out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, a big supporter of ours, along with where we're filming this today, which is the Warrior Garden Studio. So thanks to all of those sponsors for doing that.
And let's be clear, Chris, this is just not about football. Even though we love football and we're about football, it's not about just the Friday night light actions, but it's also about volleyball, baseball, whatever it is in the Panhandle, we're going to cover it. And we're going to huddle up and be able to give it to you just like we have it and be able to get all the information out to you. So we're going to go from track, anything that you can think of when it comes to sports in the Panhandle, we're going to cover here at this show.
Yeah, but for the first show, we're going to talk a lot about football. So Friday night, really Thursday and Friday, kicked off all the football action for this year. So let's just start right here, right in the middle of town with the Amarillo Sandies. They looked pretty unstoppable, Julian. 55-12 rout of Odessa High.
Jet looked very, very comfortable early on. He threw a bomb the first or second play of the game. They took control. He threw a pick early, but then came right back, and he looked really, really good doing that. So they did a great job in that game, being able to get some things going. They had a freshman. A lot of people don't know they have a freshman, Hayden Patterson. Tion Wright was his father, played at Tascosa, then he played at Baylor University. But he's a freshman starting at cornerback for them, which is very impressive, and had a pretty good game as well.
Yeah, he threw for 305 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's pretty good.
He broke a record.
He did.
He broke a record.
He did break a record. So tell us a little bit about Tascosa and PD. Not the start PD wanted to get.
Not the start PD wanted to get, but Tascosa wanted to get back on track on what they've been doing the last 10 year for Coach Plunk. They did a great job coming in. They marched down the field. Clock management is what they leaned on, running the ball, pounding, and they did a great job. They scored 10-0. They came out and scored in the first drive. Colton led his team and did a great job. A lot of penalties on the Paladura side who kept them away from the end zone. So that was a big win for Tascosa and something to look at so that PD can get back on track maybe this week against Caprock.
Well, Tesla, it sounds like a very defensive battle, though, overall. So that had to be a bright spot from a PD perspective.
I love that period because it was old school football. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's boring. It's not football." This is what football's about.
That's good stuff, man.
Defense showing up, stopping it, and they did a really good job. They did an awesome job as far as keeping them from scoring. Paladora allowed a touchdown in the first quarter, and then they allowed a field goal the second quarter and kept Tascosa out the end zone the rest of the game. Tascosa did a great job of keeping PD out of the end zone, capitalizing on their mistakes, and keeping the ball and playing their game.
So on the other side of town, it's kind of a rough night for Caprock.
It was a rough night for Caprock. When you go up against a team of Dumas, Coach Aaron Dunham down there with the players that they have, as far as Colton Mills leading the way. He's been a 4-year starter, and they're clicking on all cylinders right now. So they're hungry, they ready to play, and they took it out on Caprock that first game, unfortunately.
We'll talk a little bit about Bushland here in a second, but Bushland's got Dumas coming up on the schedule, and boy, that was a great game last year. That went into overtime.
Yeah.
And Bushland got out on them early, but they came screaming back. So I'm sure Dumas has that one circled.
I'm pretty sure they have it circled. They don't like the fact that you guys came up there and you guys had a great game, Bushland. But I think it's going to be a real good game. You got Jackson Lawler right now, one of the area's top defenders and getting recruits, and he wants to prove himself, and I think he's going to do a good job leading y'all defense, and we'll make sure to cover that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Colton better watch out.
Yeah. So from the Bushland Falcons perspective, they took on Borger at home on Friday night and really just routed 55-0. It started from the very beginning, kicked off to Borger, started on the 25, snap went over his head, got the ball about the 9, and Falcons scored on the very next play. So that was kind of the tale of the game for the most part. Jenner King had a great game, wide receiver. And Bushland actually went into a 2-quarterback offense quite a bit. Avon had a really good game. Strickland started. Avon came in, but both of them played well. So I'd be curious to see what Coach Reynolds does with that. Do you keep that two quarterback as a former quarterback?
Well, you can keep that two quarterback system as long as no one ego gets in the way and they understand their assignment, understand where their placement is, and understand what their. It's almost like a tag team. It's almost like more of not Batman and Robin, but Batman and Superman.
Okay.
But they also just doing it together, leaning on their strengths, and the offense has to be clicking to understand as well what the strengths are, and not taking one out just to put one in because it's time to switch, but it's the flow of the game.
Seeing how the flow
It's going to be about the flow, and the way they both operated this summer as in spring, as far as with the 7-on-7, I think it can work. It can work as long as we can keep everybody understanding that it's one team.
Well, that'll be interesting. And I tell you what, Dalhart exploded for a win over Levelland this weekend. It was 55-15, and Trussler threw for 178 yards and a touchdown, and they held Levelland for under 200 yards. So that was not necessarily a surprise. If you look at that district, Shallowater's there, Bushland's there, Dalhart's there, and River Road. But you really got those, I would say, Shallowater, Bushland, and Dalhart probably competing for that district championship. But it's a 4-team district. So everybody gets to go.
Everybody gets to go. Muleshoe with Coach Dixon's debut. He's coming
that's right.
in.
That was his debut.
To come in and score 40 points in your debut is a really, really big statement. It's a big statement of what the team believes in their coach. It's a big statement that he wants to put out there to make sure, hey, we're here. We're going to compete as well. Something they haven't done in a while, and it's going to be good to watch. You know, with the running back, their running back who he had he got injured. He had 134 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first game. I mean, you didn't know what to expect, but they know what to expect now. But he's hungry. He didn't get to play last year. He got hurt, so I know it's going to be something to look forward to. So Muleshoe may be back on, not just in basketball. They may be coming in football again.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting for them. In the 2A area, you've got Groover took down Spearman 42-21, and Briggs Satterfield 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing and 1 rushing. So it looks like they're really back on track. Sanford French stunned River Road. That's an upset right there, 34-14, and it wasn't close.
Yeah, I mean, you have to change the helm over at River Road, so that's another thing. And like you said, it's a stun right there. But I tell the kids all the time when we talk about football, anytime football can happen.
Yeah.
You never know what happens. You got to show up and ready to play, and they came ready to play. So we got to make sure we continue to look at that. But not only that, look at Highland Park. Highland Park got blanked.
Yeah.
Wheeler blanked them 27-0. Defensive end Graves, he was a monster, 13 tackles and 4 sacks in the first game. That's amazing. Then you go to Panhandle.
Man,
and then
Panhandle just rolled.
71. That's Arena. I think they heard about the Arena team coming back to this neighborhood. They want to be part of the Arena.
Man, they just blanked them.
71-0, which is
If that was 6-man, the game would have been over at halftime.
Halftime. My first experience was that. I didn't know 6-man could be over at halftime. I was like, come on, you guys can play.
No, we're done.
No, we're done. No, you're not. No, seriously.
Man, when we lived in Grimm, we got mad when we went past halftime. We're like, what? We can't be in bed by 8:30?
Yeah, and that was a bonus. But their quarterback threw for 6 touchdowns. And then he ran for another. So when you got a quarterback that can do something like that, it's going to be extremely cool to watch. Vega, they piled on 230 yards with 3 touchdowns, 28-6. So you got to look at that. So you got Shallowater, Tulia, and Dimmitt. And then the Ropes also picked up an impressive win. So it's some good football back here in the Panhandle. It's almost like when you think about the teams with the NILs and people are moving around scattered and the teams are kind of leveling out, it's going to look like that. We're going to have some good football around this area, and it's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, it is. Well, we'll definitely try to cover some 6-man as well. So I'm really close to those Groom guys out there, that Tony and Tim out there with that TNT package. They also run 6manfootball.com. So we'll definitely have them on as well when we really dig into that 6-man action, because that's a whole nother football
world
right there. That's for sure. So, well, we've got a lot of action coming up, a lot of games to be played. Any surprises this week? Anything that you went, didn't see that one coming?
Yeah, PD getting shut out. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought it was going to be a closer game as far as scoring, about the offense doing different things, and with the weapons that Palador has. It was just a surprise and a shock to see them get not to score at all. So, but you got to take care of the football, or things like that happen.
Yeah, that hurts. And that's why we do the preseason too, right?
That's why you do the preseason, where it's not district. You hate to say that, but every game is important. But that's why it's good to play teams out of district to get things going and fix things coming into that second week. So more surprising than I had was really in college. Those games were very, very surprising. I thought UT would win.
I did not. I got asked during the coaches show. Actually, I was asked who was going to win that, and Coach Reynolds picked Texas, and Mark picked Texas, and I put the Buckeye hat on, and I said, no, I think the Buckeyes win. I just think it's too hard to go into that house, and knowing their defensive coordinator and his background coming from the Patriots, I knew they would look a little bit scrappier on defense, and they most definitely looked pretty scrappy. So defending national champions really
and they got
showed
a chip.
up.
They got a chip on their shoulder because everybody counted them out, not even getting to the championship last
Yep.
year. So I just thought it would be a different game where it's kind of close and not so many turnovers early on, and I just thought that they'll at least be a little bit closer. But I really enjoyed watching Michigan, watching that freshman quarterback come in, and he commanded everything against New Mexico. He did an amazing job. Ball placement was impressive, and he just controlled that offense like he's been there. 18-year-old kid going in there and commanding that. So, I mean, he got paid to do it. So he better have went and did that. But those were some good surprises. And then last night was a really big surprise.
North Carolina
did not
thumped.
See that thumping coming. Could see the adjustments, but that's never going to happen again. Coach Belichick's going to evaluate, do some things, and get back on track.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting. A lot of the Heisman hopefuls, some had good games, some didn't. I know, poor Arch, that was a tough game for Arch Manning to get in there and go. Marcel Reed had a kind of a slow start there at Texas A&M, but thought he bounced back, and he dropped a dime a couple times. And then Lenore Sellers, who I think is one of the favorites. He's
top right now. He's going to be top leading until some other guys get going. But you're going to be some really surprised faces that we'll talk about next time, and I'm excited about seeing them play. Colorado, I was surprised about Coach going into that locker room with those 2 timeouts.
Yeah,
I was super surprised by that.
That was very surprising as well. I will tell you a surprise. As an Aggie, I was surprised to see this, but that running back for UT San Antonio.
Oh, he can play.
Dude.
He can play.
I don't care.
He can play.
Yeah. He hit the hole and he was gone.
And
multiple times.
I didn't know his speed was there.
Whew,
I didn't know he had that
speed.
acceleration speed, because what they say is called second level speed. I didn't know he had that. I knew he had some speed, but it was totally different. Even and the quarterback from Alabama A&M.
Oh, yeah. I saw the highlights
on him. He surprised UAB and Coach Dilford after the game. Spent a lot of time with them, so I'm pretty sure they're going to watch and make sure he's not poaching to get him out of there. So he had over 207 yards, 400-plus total offense against them, and they couldn't stop him. Even though they lost, Alabama A&M quarterback really proved out there. He was hurt his shoulder twice. People thought he couldn't play anymore, and he delivered a great game.
Well, coming up next week on the high school ranks, I personally, so for those who don't know, I actually do Bushland Falcon Media as well, and I've been covering them. This is our 9th year now, believe it or not. But we've got a big showdown with Canadian. Canadian. So
which hat you going to put on?
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely putting on my Bushland hat. So it's going to be quite the showdown. Both teams are a little bit in a bit of a rebuilding time frame. Bushland lost 21 seniors, I think, and Canadian had several graduate. So it's going to be interesting to see how those two teams kind of match up this week. And they're always good for a good showdown between those two teams. So I'm anxious to see how that one turns out.
Last year they came to you guys, right?
Yeah, they did.
And you guys put a whooping on them.
Yeah, we did.
Put a whooping on. I was at that game. Y'all put some points up. It was impressive.
In fact, the L4 Media guys, they do sideline to sideline. They were there as well. We brought them up at halftime and we had a little talk with them also. So what about in the 5A, 4A ranks? What are you seeing next week?
Next week, obviously, you see PD and Caprock going against each other. It's Caprock's homecoming, so they picked PD for homecoming. So
That's a little chip on somebody's shoulder,
it's
maybe.
just a little bit, a little bit. It's going to be interesting to watch that game. Both teams coming off of shutout. Both teams not liking what they put on the field, so both are going to be hungry. So we're going to see what they do against that. Deuce Reese. I don't know who that kid is, but he got some stuff that he wants to prove. So it's going to be pretty impressive to watch and see what's going on. Then you have Tascosa's actually playing Legacy. Wichita Legacy's coming up, so it's going to be some good football there. See what they do in their game on Friday night. So it's going to be good football all the way around. Like you said, a lot of seniors graduated over the last couple of years out of all these schools.
Yeah.
So you have a younger group coming in trying to take command and see who's going to be top dog in the Panhandle.
Just to talk about a few athletes in the area, you mentioned Jackson Lawler. So he's there at Bushland, about, 6'4"?
Jackson's about 6'4", 265.
Yeah.
He's got quite a few.
UTEP's
offers.
already offered. He was down at Texas Tech this last weekend.
Wake Forest has offered him. He got a look at SMU's been looking at him. He did a great job on the circuit for camps this summer. He did a really good job getting out there and putting his name out there and putting Bushland's name out there. You have Colton Fulton. He's back healed up off a torn ACL. So the left-hander linebacker playing running back, playing quarterback is going to get some looks, and he's going to be okay. They have a receiver there who's offered from UTEP.
Okay.
So you have a lot of people going. You got Macon Reed. He's still looking for that first offer, which he should have been.
A little surprised he's not.
Player.
4-year starter.
4-year starter. He's take care of the ball. He can deliver the ball. He can put it where it needs to be. He command his team. He's a great leader, but he's going to get something. But you got Kane. Kane's over there. He signed with UTEP. You got Big Keegan signed with Kansas State. So you got a lot of players doing things. Darian Lewis, North Carolina signee. You got at Palador High School. Vern Blair signed with UNLV, Palador High School. You have Deuce. He has 3 offers, UNLV, UTEP, and Midwestern State.
So you going to do the 3-cap reveal?
No, we're not doing any of that. Basically. We're going to pick a school, and that's going to be it. Raymond Johnson, he's got an offer from UTEP. You have Kyron Brown has an offer from UTEP. So you have a lot
UTEP's really pulling.
UTEP's they are pulling. They're trying to get their kids to stay in West Texas and showing that we have talent around here, and they want to make sure that those kids get seen. So it's going to be a lot of different things. So we're just excited about it. Emerald High have quite a few. Jet has some offers. Henderson has some offers for some schools, some D2 schools. So this area has players. It's just a matter of us getting them out there and letting them know that, hey, our kids can play too.
That's awesome. Well, I'll say let's wrap this one up for our first week. Really appreciate you joining me, Julian. I know I called you up last week and said, hey, we're thinking about doing this show. You want to do it? And I don't think I hardly finished the sentence. And you go, I'm in.
Yeah. Anytime you can talk about sports, talk about football, and we can do something for our young people in this area to get some light shine on them, it's a great opportunity and something that we can do and continue to grow it. So I appreciate the invitation, and I'm excited about where this is going to lead and where we go from here.
So Julian and I go way back, probably 20 years.
20 years since I've been here.
Yeah. So he was at the Dusters, did some football camps with our boys and some of those Ritter boys as well, and we've just kind of known each other ever since.
Yes, sir.
It's been a good relationship. So thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. We are super excited that you chose to watch us or listen to us, depending on which avenue you're going to do. But we'll be back next week. More recap. Maybe we'll talk a little volleyball. And I think Plains Dairy wants to come in and talk a little bit of nutrition and how they're helping some of these schools with their athletic programs as well. So for Julian Reese, I'm Chris Welch, High Plains Sports Network. Thank you, everyone.